Morning, gentlemen. How's it going? Your favorite commissioner, Justin, here on another Tuesday edition of the League 9 recap. I started doing this. I got halfway through it, and then I got a phone call. So hopefully I'm going to have to redo all this. I got halfway through, and I'm going to have to remember what I all said because I had some really great one-liners, as you all are aware that I'm want to do on these weekly recaps. So week 3... lots of fun stuff happening, some high scores, some low scores, some people a little bitter about their losses this week, but we won't get into that. Let's dive into the matchups. First matchup we have is between Nick and Mitch. And we're sensing a trend here with Nick is that there are a lot of guys in this league that cannot handle the Ds. There are just too many Ds on Nick's team, and these guys so far haven't been able to take care of them. It's getting a little ridiculous if I'm being totally honest. Nick 145 over Mitch with a 109. Pretty wide margin of victory. Not the biggest one this week, but we'll get into that matchup a little bit later here. Nick not able to handle the Ds as I had said earlier. Let's get into the matchup here. Aaron Rodgers for Nick, 24.5 points. Allen Robinson, 28 points. Indianapolis, 29 points. It's usually a bad thing when your defense is your highest scoring, because usually I'd be willing to bet that more times than not, if your defense is your highest scorer, that means you had a shitty week. But when you have as many Ds as Nick does, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's for him it's just all gravy. It's just all good. Mitch got 40 points out of Patty Mahomes last night to avoid the weekly low score, but despite not getting the weekly low score, he still has yet to find a win. 0-3, Mitch is in 9th place. Nick, like I said, undefeated. Too many Ds for the first 3 guys this week, for this year, 3-0. But Nick, the one thing I will say is, well, actually 2 things I'll say to you. One, you have the fourth fewest points scored in the league, and you're in 2nd and undefeated. And from what I know about this league, there are a lot of guys in this league that can handle the Ds. So I would be trembling if I were you. I would not be getting too comfortable with your 2nd place 3-0 record. I have a feeling that some guys are going to come along and handle the D pretty well. So anyways, just be aware. Next matchup we have is the matchup of the brothers, Matt versus Nate. And Nate, it doesn't surprise any of us that Matt beat you, because I mean, let's be honest, your team is kind of dog shit. But I mean, to put up a 70-point ass whooping on you, that's just embarrassing. Like, come on. 183 for Matt versus 114 for Nate. I mean, just ridiculous. I mean, Matt is just and not only that, let's bring up the elephant in the room here. He did it without Justin Jefferson. Matt's team is so fucking good that not only can he score 183 points, he can do it without a wide receiver who breaks NFL team records, the Vikings rookie record. He's the first guy to have 100 yards and a half as a rookie. And then him and Dalvin put up broke some record too. And Matt's like, fuck him, I don't even need him on my team. Ridiculous. And not only that, the guy that he dropped, or the guy they picked up when he dropped Jefferson, he didn't need him either. Valdez-Scantling said, fuck him, I don't need him. Matt, let's look at your team. I mean, we got to list basically everybody on your team because they scored 1 million points. Ray Plisberger, 19 points. DeAndre Hopkins, 24. Amari Cooper, 18. Nick Chubb, 24. Derrick Henry, 27. Tyler Lockett, 37. Tampa Bay defense, 21. Drew Brees on your bench, 24. Your Matt Prater, 14. Matt, you have a fucking kicker on your bench? Are you serious? Actually, no, that's right. You dropped Valdez-Scantling for a kicker. So now you have 2 kickers. Jesus Christ, Matt. Just when I was starting to have a little bit of respect for you and your fantasy team. Just embarrassing. Nate, James Conner got him 25 points. We don't need to spend any time on Nate's team. That's just a complete waste of time and effort and breath and all those other things. So, anyways, Matt, 2-1 and in 3rd place. Nate is also 2-1, but he is in 6th place. Both of them would be in the playoffs if they started today, which they do not. And then the next matchup we have is these two are not. They're pretty familiar with each other because they seem to find each other in the toilet bowl every year, or almost every year. I'm guessing the pink license plate is sick of being pass between these two. The matchup is, of course, that I'm talking about, of course, is between Don and Corey. And speaking of not getting a win like Mitch, Don also is winless this year. 94 points out of Don, good enough for the weekly low score. So Corey, as I always like to say, you didn't win, you just didn't lose. You can't lose against the team who scores the fewest points in the league. It's impossible. Even though Corey, if there's anybody who could find a way to do it, it would be you. Nobody on Don's team worth mentioning. I mean, all of his players did pretty poorly. Let's see. Corey, I mean, he put up 147 points. That's a respectable week. I'll give him that. Russell Wilson, 37. Keenan Allen, 30. Mike Davis, 23. That's about it. He only has one guy on his IR now, so there's that. So if you want to go out and get... who was it? Cortland Sutton? I don't know. Some just piece of shit that he drafted. You can go find him on the waiver wire. Go waste your dollar on that. He sabotage dropped him, right, Nate? All right, anyways, Don 0-3, and in last place, Corey 2-1, and in 5th place. Next matchup, we have... Jesus, there's a lot of teams that have no wins. There's 3 teams. Jesus. Perk and Mike, and I mean, we don't really need to dive into this matchup too much. Perk is in 1st place, undefeated. Mike is in 8th place, yet to find a win. 164 to 125. We'll look into the matchup. I mean, Mike, we wanted you in the league, and don't get me wrong, we're all glad to have you, and we're happy that you're playing with us. But I mean, if we wanted this kind of a performance, we would have just stuck with Dennis. Let's be honest. I mean, it's getting a little ridiculous for you. I mean, yeah, you can't. I mean, granted, you're facing the best of the best. You know, you faced me, obviously a loss. You faced Perk, yeah, you know, he's pretty good. Like, at least, I mean, maybe you'll get a win when you face Don, but we'll see. Matchup, let's see. Dak Prescott got him 29.5 points. Dalvin Cook got Matt 26 points. Michael Gallup, 26 points. New England's defense, 18 points, not bad. He had Alan Lazard on his bench, who got 26.5 points. So overall, not bad. Mike had 25 points out of Kyler Murray, 21 points out of Tyreek Hill, 26 points out of Cooper Kupp. But 125 points usually doesn't get it done. So like I said, Perk 3-0 in 1st, Mike 0-3 and in 8th. And then the matchup of the week. Let's see who got the matchup of the week this week. It is, oh, nice, myself and Brandon. And, you know, got to have a little bit of a coming to Jesus moment with my team. I think, you know, all 10 of us voted on this matchup, and all 10 of us agreed that my team is better than Brandon's. But my team just kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to say shit the bed, but we got to have a little bit of a team meeting this on today. So some of them showed up. Let's be honest, none of them showed up. Josh Allen showed up. He got me 32 points. No reason I should be losing to just a dog shit team like Brandon's, but, you know, I guess it happens. So early in the year, I'm not worried about it. You know, if the guys want to take a break, I mean, all that matters is that we get the jacket at the end of the year. That's all that really matters. So losing here and there doesn't truly bother me yet, but, you know, I have 2 losses on the year. I'm not happy about it. Yeah, like I said, only person on my team that did anything is Josh Allen, 32 points. I have 4 guys on my bench that didn't play, so there's that. Brandon, yeah, Robert Woods, who finally had one good week. You know, so nothing to read into there. Alvin Kamara, 45 points. That's an anomaly. Never happened again. Austin Eckler only did good because he had a fucking cake matchup, and they didn't use what's that second running back's name? Can't think of it, but they didn't use him as much. His tight end got him 1 point, you know, unlike my elite tight end who got me 11 points. 22.5 points out of something called Tyler Boyd, and nobody knows who that is. Yeah, I mean, who cares? It's Brandon. No one gives a shit. So, anyways, Brandon 2-1 and in 4th place. 1-2. I would be the first team out of playoffs if they started today, which, like I said, they do not. So, anyways, so we got. There's the recap. With all the injuries going on, there's going to be a lot of no-name players out there that are probably worthy of starting on at least half of you guys' team, so I would go out there and get them. Some of us have $100 left of our fob money. Some of us only have $34 left of our fob money. But hey, is what it is. Matt, I would be paying extra special attention to this league now that you are out of the guillotine league, since you got bounced in that last night. So make sure you don't get bounced in this one. But yeah. So anyways, have a good week. Good luck to you guys. Actually, let's look at. Now we're over the 10-minute mark. Let's just look at the matchups next week. Just see what we got. I got Don. I'm sorry on your 0-4 start, but it is what it is. Brandon and Perk face off. The battle of the who cares. Mike and Mitch. Someone's O's got to go. Matt and Corey. I think we all know who's going to win that one. And then Nick and Nate. And trust me, Nick, if there's anyone who can handle that many D's, it's Nate. So look out. So, all right, good luck, you guys. We'll see you next week.